Hello, good morning. I want to show you a couple of trades I took this morning. Let me put my mic closer, that way we solve that problem. Okay, so London to the 6 a.m. almost last day of the year, 30. Okay, so let me show you a couple of trades. I took both a long and a short. Hey, wait a second, is it moving now? I'm waiting for the end of the hour, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., how this 4-hour candle will close. And we'll talk about the projections. So yeah, let's do that. First, as I arrive at the chart, let me backtrack a little bit. So I arrived at the chart this morning, not a random bar, this one. So I arrived at the chart a bit late. I think I was 30 already, something like this. Okay. So I arrived at the chart. Hey, well we go. I had drawn a trade, but I decided to wait at least 5:30 before taking it. Now let's see if it runs. Okay, so now you know a little bit about the levels. These levels, I've been talking about it for the past few videos, so I'm not going to rehash that here. So I arrived at the chart, and of course there's some move that happened previous day. We have a previous day low. This is midnight, so price left a gap. We left a gap at the open of the new week. So it's a new week opening gap, came to test it, moved down. All right, so we arrived there, and as we were coming down, so I noticed, okay, we broke this structure to the upside, right? So we're bullish. There's a clear taking both sides, dealing range, closed above, came to retest it, and then we started this trend line, which is full of orders that went short. Okay, I don't hear myself. I need to put a monitor in, otherwise we'll do that later. So, but as we were going to do, so the previous candle body closed below, right? It closed the body. So ideally, it's a signal for a continuation in the next 4 hours. So I was waiting for a retracement. Hey, why is the bias wrong? So initially I had a bias bearish, wait for a retracement, and then continue to the downside. And then I thought, hey, we're reaching the origin of this zone, of this area. If there's a place where price likes to revert, is at the origin. Let's say the last candle of the order block becomes very sensitive. So I checked, and I said, okay, what if my bias was bullish? Where are we? Also keep in mind, let's keep this. I'll do this shadow warning bands in case we are wrong with our bias. So where would actually the manipulation to go short, where would that be? So I then noticed, okay, we touched the 25% percentile, the median. Now we're here at roughly 50% of this candle, right? Or exactly 50% of this candle has been touched. Let's see how we react. And I was looking at, the move happened. The move I had drawn happened. I convinced myself to wait 5:30, and the move I wanted just happened. Yeah, happens. So as I was looking at this, I thought, hey, we could try a long. If not to the expansion target, there's a lot of liquidity here, so if not, try to get at least here. We can see, we can ride it until the 4-hour you know, expansion, for area they say expansion time comes. And so that's what I did. So I waited for a signal. All right, let's see, price turned. So here I was waiting, actually I was here looking for this close. Did we close above here or not? So check. The high here is 629 and the close here is 629. So it officially did not close above, but I would say it's a strong bullish indication. So that's where I entered. Do I have it? Where was this? Yes, exactly. Yes, I did enter here. So I want to show you what happened. So yeah, so on the lower time frame you see there's a flip, there's this green line. Let me see if I can clean up. And this is the origin, and we want to ride it until that target that we had. Well, the main target would be here, sorry, but this was the warning level. Let me show you. So the way I set it was like this. Yeah, so I set my target to basically the manipulation level if my bias was opposite, right? So these warning bands that I explained in the previous video, that's what I was using as target this morning. So we closed above it. So I entered as soon as I entered high because of slippage. And every time I click the button on this in this broker, that's not fantastic with the personal funds. I know what happened. So I took it both prop and personal. Personal, I reached a moment where I clicked the button a little bit later, so I entered a bit higher. So ideally, that was my trade, and as you see, it went to target. So I was expecting if there's a reaction, it's going to happen. A lower time frame on a 1 minute, you can see a flip, a retest of this order block, or if in terms of DTFX, you can call it the responsible area responsible for breaking, the structure. Let me show it to you on a lower time frame. On 15 seconds, you can actually see it pretty well. That this area, well, this is annotated by my indicator, by the way, the one about market structure. So you see this area. Let me make it clear for you. I remove the origins. This is all stuff you will be able to have on your chart to take amazing trades. So the actual best place to take this trade would have been here with the stop below, and then you may talk about this moment where we wicked at 3 a.m. because that would have been the godlike entry. So yeah, so I end off on the 15 seconds at 2:35. We had this flip, came back to test the area responsible, and started to push up, and then came again, retested this origin on 15 seconds, and then kept moving up. Then there's always a moment of high volatility at 3 a.m. and this is where this is what I marked it as the FOP, because it is the FOP setup where price then runs vertically like a rocket. When you can see it, it's amazing. And the way it works is you pick an area of interest. It could be an SNDR, it could be the origin of a move. In this case, it happens at the SNDR around the 3 a.m. push. And so you have move up. You have a level of liquidity. This area is the really protected level. And so what happens, price comes down to stop people that were in profit, but there's a lot of interest or a lot of orders pairing here. So the price cannot close below here and has a strong reaction. So this is the real protected area. Let's say this level is the, I have an icon for you. It's a real protected level, real protected. Protected. There you go. You say it like that. This is a real protected level. See, it just barely comes down. and then it runs. So this is the, you can see there's an SPS like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2. There's always an SBS in there. If you manage to find the right wick, this didn't complete it. This did an SPS. And then here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it did it a few times in these internal areas. So anyway, I was in this trade. I trailed too aggressively, so I actually got some profits. Let's say 13 points profit instead of 33. So as I was trailing, so I probably trailed around here, and yeah, so at 1 point price came back and got me. It's not like I was trailing here, and I got. Then there was this other manipulation later afterwards. So that was the first win of the day, though not for my full target, not even a 1 hour, because I trailed too aggressively and didn't let it run. Okay, so that was one. So then you see the whole breakdown. I went from higher time frame, so I was analyzing on the 5 minutes, getting a good indication and a good signal that we were inverting, then went to the 1 minute and a refinement on the 15 seconds. So then what happened? I am very bummed out. I'm going to show you the trade I missed. I had a stop buy and then I decided to cancel it. And this was 2R. So you can see the sadness in my face. Anyway, so then we let price go do its thing. There were a lot of wicks on the 5 minutes, so I don't blame myself for being. Look, there was a lot of wickage. It's Monday morning on the 30th, so don't expect much from price. We almost reached my target, and I got wicked, so I did take some profits. But then this happened. So we arrive at 325, and we touch this zone, which is where bias actually could change. And I want to show you, because this is exactly how I thought about it. Okay, so I did take a short, but I think it was earlier. Let me see where. Did I enter there? Or was the second chance? Yeah, maybe it was that one. Okay. Yeah, so I entered here. Because I was looking at the 5 minute chart, there is a volume imbalance here. So I should have, in hindsight, I should have waited for a retest of this volume imbalance. Volume imbalances are magnets for price. It doesn't mean a price will respect them, so it's not gonna, but generally in the short term, price really doesn't like to leave this unfilled, right? So price has to come back to it often. So okay, you see we had a bias for the long, and we did reach, but we didn't reach our official target. And here we see a rejection, right? So price closes below the last up close candle, so creates a valid pullback, a valid high, and we are in an area that it's marked. So what does that tell us? It tells us that oh, maybe our bias is wrong. So let me go to the indicator and flip it. Flip it to bearish, remove the warning. Okay, now imagine we saw a body close on the 4 hour and might expect an expansion. Now it is true, and this is one part where my stats are, yeah, they require some extra work, and that is, this is how the final candle would look like, but we are at 330, and there's a lot of development of this that still needs to happen. So if this is the manipulation and this is the expansion, but the expansion target has already been reached, so make of that what you will. There is I was thinking about using the 5 minutes to do some refinements on 5 minute candles, to do some refinements of this, but statistically the look of the candle at the end of the 4 hour will have touched here, if we're bearish, 75% of the times. at least. Sorry. Okay, so I saw this close. I was waiting for the close here, and I did enter this. Let's see. So I took 2 wins. Unfortunately, I trailed again. I traded wrongly again, but so I entered with both prop and personal. So I did a few. So actually, when I saw the exact entry, well, the price was correct, so I enter here at 350, yeah, with prop, and you can see that it came to retest the volume imbalance. It is, and then it was wicking it, and it could not go up. So the perfect entry would have been here. Look gorgeous. Would have been, instead of 18-point stop, it would be much less. But alas, so I did take this short. I was trying to hold till here, then I was trailing. And then again, I got trailed. You know, I got a profit of a handful of points, like 10 points, 15 points. And that was it. I can show you exactly the levels, but this was the trade. It did not work out. It gave 27 points instead. Then am I confused? Anyway, all right. Let me just keep going. I'm a little bit confused now, right now. Apologies. All right. Because they're not synchronized. I was like very confused. Yeah, sorry. I was very confused why these were. I didn't put them in sync. So this is exactly what happened. So we went down a little bit, and then we came back up. So I took some profit. Yeah, say around 15, 13 points, 1-to-1, sort of, and then I got stopped. Okay. And then let's go to the present moment, because I was trying to take an extra trade. See, we came back up. Okay, so now we're live. The trade that I actually almost entered, and then I started recording, was a 503. Okay, let me show you what happened. So we're still waiting. So the point of the trade that I took right now, that I wanted to take, is this close. Right now we're closing bullish, and there is a crazy trend line. And we know what happens to trend lines. In my school of trading, trend lines are attacked and swallowed whole. So expect a very nice long, if not now, for the New York Open. So, and it's still doing it. That's very nice. So this is going to be smashed long, probably later or now, and maybe at 6 a.m. or at 7. So let me see. So that's the first long I missed. Was okay. Let me explain the market structure here. Let me write this volume imbalance, V for you, so you remember. Okay, see, we flipped here on the 15 seconds. We flipped to a bullish market structure closing above here. We had an opposing area responsible for breaking this area, this zone. And then there's a battle. So we come up, we wick 50%, we can't close above 50%. We come back to retest the area responsible for creating this bullish flip. We come back to test it. And then we come back to test it twice with a double bottom. That's the signature that we look for major expansions, right? So the AFOP setup. Somebody asked me to explain it, so I'm explaining it. If you have the patience to reach minute 20 of this random video on YouTube, this is the moment where you learn when price actually rockets. So we are in a area responsible for breaking the structure or at the origin of a certain area of price. We have a liquidity level, so the area has some liquidity just above it or inside it, and then we come down and we do a double bottom. So you see, double tap, that was a tap, and then we do a double tap. Okay, when this happens, so conditions, we are below 50% of the zone, that makes it higher probability. We are in SNDR, there's a liquidity level that's been taken. Liquidity level has been taken, and we do a double bottom, and you see a reaction. You can be pretty sure now we're going to go up. And yes, we did go up pretty fast, and we went up until breaching that SNDR. So this is, well, if you didn't trust this, you could wait for this and the retest. So maybe you would enter somewhere here. All right, and you got your 20 points expansion. But then price, of course, is never done. It comes back because the reversal need orders, and orders need to be accumulated, and people need to be willing to sell to you if you want to buy. So where do they want to sell to you? Well, people that have exhausted their bullish intention and order pairs. Okay, or where orders are paired. So here, there's another flip. So there's many ways to see this. We're coming back to retest this area, and there's a double bottom. So where I was trying to enter, where I had the finger on the button and I did not do it, was 503. So here, when we close above here, so I was waiting for a close. I actually put a stop buy that I canceled. A stop buy that I canceled here, and I wanted just to look for 2R, and I canceled it, and it went straight up. All right, because it was 5 a.m. and generally the push, I've noticed that pushes happen more at around 5:30, and it would make the 4-hour candle, you know, it would flip to bullish the 4-hour candle before its close, which in my experience, that push will happen in the last half an hour, right? So that's why I did not enter, and there would have been a max win on the combine if I did enter. Anyway, live with regret all the times. Important is reading the market price action correctly, always. Okay, that's a review of 2 trades, plus a third I didn't take, plus an explanation a little bit of market structure and use of the levels. And by the way, the indicator needs to be flipped to bullish. So I want to show you what happens now that we're close to the close of this candle. Price opened, went down into the origin of a previous move, reached even the third quantile. So this actual area is in general, on average, is only reached only 25% of the times. If you count a big sample, like a 5,000 4-hour candle sample, these areas only reach 25% of the times. Then we returned back, and because flipping takes some time, we came back to retest the actual last candle, or the last order block of the, do I have order block? Yeah, the last order block or the origin of this move before having a huge engulfing candle to the upside and then starting to revert. We still can't do it. Look, this is beautiful. I should make the AM session easy, I think. Okay, 25 minutes. I think it's more than enough for a review video. I hope you enjoy this. Tell your friends to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, and tell your friends to like and subscribe when we get to 1,000. We're almost at 300, by the way. So for people that said this will never happen, you will never get to 1,000. It's gonna take years. Yeah, I was at 200, less than 200 a week ago. Now we're almost 300. China is growing in a week or two. We might get to 1,000. Maybe it's gonna take a month. I don't know. We'll see. We set it as a target. We use that target. And I'll keep hacking and improving this indicator, and then you'll be able to use it yourself. Now, let me know what you think. Let me come full screen with you. No, wrong button. I'll say goodbye to you, and almost Happy New Year. Probably have a couple more trading days in me before the new year. So I'll probably see you. Otherwise, Happy New Year. And good luck. Ciao. There you go. Bye-bye.